Hey guys, just got back from finally seeing Birdman. I know it's taken a while for me to see that. This is a movie that I've been wanting to see for a while now, and I've mentioned that in a couple of my reviews, but I finally have seen it. I would have done a review last night, but it was my only day off till like next Tuesday or next Sunday, and I kind of feeling a little bit lazy. I didn't feel like doing anything, even though movie I was about to go see was a movie I've been wanting to see for a couple months now. It just it just still wouldn't intrigue me to get out of the house actually. And I'm kind of glad I didn't because I had to work today. And when I got off work, the movie theater that was playing Birdman was like a couple blocks away from my where I work. So that turned out to be perfect for me to wait till today to see it. Birdman is a movie that, like I said, I've been looking forward to a lot. Mainly because I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan. I've been a Michael Keaton fan and always will be a Michael Keaton fan. He's a great actor, one of the most underrated actors out there, in my opinion. And he's not just a guy that I just recognize as Batman and that's it, or Beetlejuice. I can recognize him as a good actor, really good actor. I mean, yeah, those are the two roles he's always going to be remembered for. But he's great in both of those, especially Beetlejuice. I fucking love him as Beetlejuice. He's still the best Batman in my opinion. But he's the guy that like every time he pops up in a movie, he's usually the best part, even if the movie fucking sucks. Good example is RoboCop this year. And like he keeps popping in and out of movies every so often, like every other year, and like I keep wanting him to get a comeback. And then when I hear that, like when I heard this movie was coming out, I kept getting trailers. When I started getting trailers for this, I was hearing a lot of really good buzz about it and a lot of Oscar talk for Michael Keaton. I was pumped. I was like, all right, that is awesome. Finally, Michael Keaton's going to get the recognition he deserves. He's going to get the comeback he finally deserves. I never understood why he, never was a big star after Batman. It bugged the shit out of me. I never understood that. It just kind of got lost in the shuffle. But yeah, I was looking forward to this. I was ready to support it because I fucking love, again, like I said, love Michael Keaton. And I want to support anything he does. And also, it's being directed by a guy named Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu. No, I'm probably saying that wrong, but he directed Babel and Beautiful. That and they were both pretty good movies. I remember liking both of them. And I think this is the first American-based film he's done, so that's kind of cool. It's like, oh, that's interesting. I was like, this is a different like subject matter for him than usual, which is kind of interesting. Um, is the movie worth all the hype? Then, as everybody's been praising it, is it actually as good as everybody says it is? Yeah, it is. It really is. It deserves all the Oscar buzz it's getting, and the best picture talk. It's definitely probably going to be in my top 10 the movies of the year list. I don't think I probably won't say it's probably going to be my number one, but it's definitely going to be in the top 10, definitely. Of course, fucking Michael Keaton's amazing in this movie. I don't know if I could say anything that hasn't already been said about him in this movie. He is great. The one thing I could say about this movie, while I was watching it, I was sitting there thinking that, like, this role reminds me a lot of Mickey Rourke's role in the movie The Wrestler. And the fact that, honestly, this feels like this movie was hitting pretty close to home for Michael Keaton. That this was a very personal role for him that meant a lot to him. Because this is, I have a feeling like half the time watching this movie that this wasn't really Michael Keaton acting. This was really his feelings about a lot of stuff. Like there's a point in the movie where he's watching TV and his character sees like a news report about Robert Downey Jr. having all this success because being Iron Man and doing the Avengers. And he's like, why the fuck is this guy making millions and millions of dollars and I'm not doing the same? He basically did the same thing that Robert Downey Jr. did. And honestly, that's the same with Michael Keaton. And you're like, it's a fucking good point. I don't know why. Fucking weird world we live in. But also, Robert Downey Jr. had been around for years, and he was, honestly, that was his big comeback. So I'll forgive that. But it kind of was a good point. Like, also, Michael Keaton, I also like that. It's like Michael Keaton is basically playing himself, because his character is trying to get away from being the guy that's just being famous for playing a superhero. Because if you've watched or read any interviews of Michael Keaton, he's basically like trying to distance himself from Batman as much as he can, because people keep asking him about Batman. I've actually watched interviews where it's like, dude, I played Batman once, for fuck's sake. Like, it was like, get over it. Like, they kept asking him about what Ben Affleck, how did he think Ben Affleck would do? And he's like, I'm sure he'll do fine. Like, I'm like, good point, dude. I like Michael Keaton. I seriously go watch the interviews with him talking about Batman and stuff, and how he's sick of kind of hearing about it. It's a role he did once, and he's fucking, he's always going to be remembered for. Yeah, it's definitely a personal role, and his acting is really good, like really, really good. And again, like, I hope that we don't get a fucking screw job at the Oscars like we did with Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler. Although I think Mickey Rourke kind of hurt his chances when his Golden Globe speech was pretty obscene. I think that was Mickey Rourke's fault, but Michael Keaton's a pretty clean-cut guy, so I think they don't have anything to worry about. I'm certain that he's probably going to be winning best. The only other performance I would say that comes close to maybe even fucking getting a win is fucking Jake Gyllenhaal Nightcrawler. So far I've seen this year. I haven't seen Foxcatcher yet, but I'll talk about that in a little bit more later in the review. But also, I feel like another person that's not getting enough recognition is Edward Norton. Edward Norton's really good in this movie, and is really funny in this. He's a despicable son of a bitch in this movie. And honestly, I've always heard about Edward Norton that he's one of the hardest people to work with. And honestly, this was like one of those roles where I was like, I don't think Edward Norton's acting this isn't Edward Norton acting. I think this is him playing himself. Yes, there's like variations of himself. Like, it's a little bit of a parody. He has a reputation for being an asshole, and he's one of the reasons why he's not the Incredible Hulk. His reputation for being an asshole is one of the reasons why he's not the Incredible Hulk in the Avengers movies. If you don't know that, look it up. There's a whole stuff about why he's not the Incredible Hulk. I was disappointed by that. He was really good in this film. I liked him. He was the second best performance in this movie. Also, like people like Zach Galifianakis was great in this. I never really cared for him that much, but he was good in this. He was a short amount of this movie. He played Michael Keaton's lawyer, who Michael Keaton's just doing some really horrible shit, and costing him or Zach Galifianakis in this stage production, a lot of money. Zach Galifianakis he's pretty good in this movie. Emma Stone's great in it too. Also got Amy Ryan. I didn't realize Amy Ryan was in this movie, and she plays his ex-wife, and I was watching that scene, like, that girl looks familiar. Like, that's Amy Ryan. Whoa, I seriously didn't recognize her. She has like a redhead. She's redheaded in this movie. She looks really good too. I love Amy Ryan. And she's good in what scenes she's in. Naomi Watts is great. Everybody's great in this movie. This movie has got some really fucking great social commentary about fame, Hollywood, Broadway plays, and fucking criticisms. Like, critics in general. Not just Broadway critics, but film critics also. with fame, like all the extremes we will go to fucking get it. It's like, especially the ending of this movie. The ending of this movie is like, kind of took me aback a little bit. Like, I didn't see that coming. And like, its message about fame and how you become famous nowadays is kind of fucked up, but honestly pretty spot on. Even though other movies have done the same, have had that same message, this movie does it very well too. Also, I love I love the commentary on critics. This was great. At one point in this movie, there's this woman who's a film critic, or not a film critic, a Broadway play critic for New York Times, that they basically say if she doesn't give she can make or break your play, and if she gives it a bad review, it will kill your play altogether. And she basically tells Michael Keaton at one point she's gonna give him a bad review no matter fucking what, even if it's actually good, because she does not like him. Absolutely doesn't like him. And honestly, that's one of those things that is true about a lot of critics nowadays, unfortunately. Not just Broadway critics, also fucking film critics. They make assumptions before they fucking see a film or a Broadway play, and they don't give a biased opinion about criticisms about films or Broadway plays or whatever. And it is sad. It is really sad. Like, it is fucking true too. Seriously, like, I hate film critics nowadays half the times. They don't give movies a fair shot. I know some people will say I'm the same. I mean, Dumb and Dumber 2, they'll say, Dumb and Dumber 2 you didn't think was going to be any good and you hated it. Oh no, fucking shit, the movie still fucking sucked. I tried to give it a chance. It still fucking sucked. I was going in hoping it was going to be good. It still fucking sucked. Alright? Same with, like, RoboCop. Anyways, yeah, that was great. Also, I want to talk about how this movie was made. I found out probably early on, like a month before I saw this, that this movie is shot like it's like all one continuous take, that it never cuts. Like, the way this movie is made, it looks like throughout the pretty much majority of it, like except like the very beginning and the very end, it looks like one continuous take, and I thought that was cool. It worked really well. It seriously is. Like, there's points where I was like, okay, I can see where they can. It was kind of fun, like, while you're watching the movie, trying to see where they like cut, like where they would cut. And sometimes it was really hard. Sometimes I could figure it out. I was like, okay, like when they would zoom past or something like that, like the camera would pan. I'm like, okay, that could be where they, did that. I remember, like, this is the only second film I've ever seen that's done this kind of concept. Although this movie doesn't really, like, boast that, which I'm surprised, which kind of sucks because it is really cool. Like, it looks amazing. One film I remember seeing that last did this was Silent House, which was with Elizabeth Olsen. That movie wasn't very good. I went to a midnight screening of that movie, and that was the only midnight screening I ever went to that people walked out of. I didn't hate the movie. It was kind of boring, but it was it also had a really stupid fucking ending. But I remember the thing I remember, the movie was being sold as a movie that was going to be one continuous take. The only thing that drove me fucking nuts about that, and the reason why I hated that one single take, was that every time it was shot like with a shaky cam, pretty much. Every time a director would take a step, the fucking camera would jiggle and jiggle and jiggle, and it fucking drove me nuts. Like, the shaky cam was ridiculous because of that. And this one, the fucking cameras kept still, so that was a plus. You could because they had a fucking competent director. Yeah, that was really amazing. Like, that was really cool. I like. I'm always intrigued when people try to do stuff like that. Like how the fuck they pulled that off. Because it's really hard sometimes to tell where the fuck they did a cut. Bravo to them. Like even in Silent House, like I could tell like there was obvious points where like they did a cut there, they did a cut there, they did a cut there. This one, yeah, it was kind of hard. But yeah, go fucking see Birdman. It's a great movie. I haven't seen it yet. Go see it. While it's still out in theaters. It's been getting all this praise, and it's definitely gonna probably. I'll say this right now. I hope, as I've heard, this and Boyhood are like the favorites to win Best Picture right now. Like the favorites going in right now. If this fucking loses to Boyhood, I fucking hate the Oscars. Like, officially. Boyhood is the most overrated piece of crap I've seen all fucking year. I could go on a rant for fucking ever about that. Fuck that movie. Fucking Boyhood. God. Why? I still don't understand why that movie... I know why that movie got all that praise. It was only because it was fucking shot over 12 years and it ever got fucking praise. If it wasn't for that, it wouldn't have, gotten all the praise. All the same... It has all the problems. All the critics would have been bitching about the same problems I had. Particularly fucking being 3 hours long. No fucking reason for that to happen. But anyways, this is a fucking rant on Boyhood. Anyways, go fucking watch Birdman, not Boyhood. Got 2 new trailers. Both movies I've been hearing really good things about. One I'm really looking forward to. The other I just recently heard about, and it kind of looks pretty good for the trailer. First one I got was A Most Violent Year, which was Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain in like a crime movie set in like 1981 New York, which was supposedly the most violent year in New York City or something. I don't know if it's like a mobster movie or what the fuck it is. It looks pretty good to me though. I was there like, is this a Cronenberg movie or a Cohen movie or a Scorsese movie? No, it's just some director. I'm like, oh, okay. I never heard of the director. I never heard of. Like, all right. Looked pretty good. I'm kind of intrigued by that one. It's getting good reviews, so there you go. And the other one I got was Foxcatcher. Now, with Foxcatcher, this is another movie like Birdman I'm wanting to see so fucking bad. I don't know why I haven't got... Like, I'm hoping sometime in the near future, one of the theaters near me will get this fucking movie so I can review it before the end of the year, because I'm sure it'll be on my top 10 list. This... From just the trailer, I'm going to tell you right now, from just the trailer, Steve Carell looks fucking frightening. Like, wow. It's shit your pants scary. The trailer even made me I thought Steve Carell looked shit your pants scary. He looks really good in this movie. This is another one of those roles where, movies where I'm intrigued because it's Steve Carell playing a psychopath. Yeah. If you don't know about Foxcatcher, it's Steve Carell playing psychopath. That intrigues me so much. But anyways, yeah. Let's see Birdman. I will not be back for another review until probably next Sunday or next Saturday. I got a very busy week ahead of me because I'm working a new job. I'm going to try to maybe get in a review for Maze Runner and, what was the other one? Alexander, not horrible, terrible, something blah, 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 blah day. But I don't know if I will be able to. I was hoping I would get a lot of reviews in, but I haven't been able to. Reviews will be coming at a minimum for a while now. I'll forewarn you. Next review I'll probably be doing is Exodus, Gods and Kings, which I'm not hearing good things about, so yay. All white cast playing Moses in the story of Moses. Fuck, that's the rant for that movie. But anyways, yeah, I probably won't be back till next Saturday or Sunday with that. If I can get a Maze Runner and what was the other one? Alexander in sometime this week, I'll try to, but I'm not promising anything. I've said that in like the past few weeks, and I just never get a chance to. I'm a very busy guy right now. I'm fucking in my dress slacks right now, dude. I went to the movies in a dress shirt and dress slacks. That should tell you like what my I went right after work. I was like at work from like 8 to 3. Anyways, I'm gonna get off here. I'll see you guys next Saturday. Go see Birdman. Talk to you guys later.